A bridge has two sides and a mother has two daughters. Did you know that Elsa's statement could be the biggest clue to the most incredible thing that will happen in Frozen 3? The new film featuring the heirs of the Kingdom of Arendelle and the Northuldra tribe will be filled with action, magic, new villains, and amazing discoveries of long-hidden secrets. If you want to learn more about all the new details in Elsa and Anna's upcoming film, just stay tuned until the end of the video. More magic! One intriguing aspect in Frozen that hasn't been fully explained is the extent of magic and how far it can go. In Frozen 2, we discovered that the origin of powers is a gift given by the forest spirits to their mother, Queen Iduna, for saving the life of the then Prince Agnar, who would become the king and her future husband. The detail is, why was Elsa the only one to receive this gift? The most plausible answer is, she might not have been the only one. And we can prove it! We know that Elsa is not the only being with magical powers. Pabbi himself, the king of stone trolls, also masters magical arts and uses them to help young Anna when her parents take her there after the incident with Elsa. When he does this, he states that he would have to remove all magic, even from her memories. This means that at that moment, Pabbi may have removed not only the effects of the magic Elsa accidentally cast on her sister during playtime, but any magic that might have been within Anna herself. Remember that the age difference between the two sisters is 3 years, which means any gift from the spirits or power Anna had within her might not have been awakened yet because she was too young. So, the right question is not whether Anna would, does, or will have powers, but rather, what kind of power would the Queen of Arendelle have, and most likely will have in Frozen 3? And there are some strong hints exactly about that. New powers! Firstly, upon quick analysis, we can observe some small details about the royal family of Arendelle. We can notice that each member of the family has a different hair color tone, which we know is not common. King Agnar, for example, has had blonde hair since childhood, while Queen Iduna has dark brown hair. Elsa, on the other hand, has platinum blonde hair, almost white as snow. And Anna, in contrast, has red hair, and red is red. And red reminds us of what? That's right, if you thought fire, you're correct. And it's not just our imagination. Some time ago, a Frozen fan asked the film's director, Jennifer Lee, on the old Twitter if Elsa was born in winter, which would make sense. Jennifer reportedly replied in a message, which she later deleted, that Elsa was born precisely on the winter solstice, which is very cool and would always be a foreshadowing of the kind of powers she would receive as a gift from the spirits. But she also wrote another really cool thing. She said in the same message that Anna was born exactly on the summer solstice, and the Northuldra, the tribe to which the girl's mother belongs, is known as the people of the sun. Guys, if this isn't a sign that Anna has some mystical connection with fire magical powers, I don't know what is. We're almost certain that Anna will, in some really cool way, awaken these fire powers, maybe even with Pabbi's help, restoring to her the magic he may have taken away when she was little. Of course, for this to happen, it would be in a situation of extreme need, such as in the case of the rise of a villain. It's certain that in Frozen 3, we'll have the worst villain of the entire franchise, or perhaps the worst version of an old villain who might return to torment the lives of the queens of Arendelle. Yes, there are strong indications that Hans himself, along with his allies, could come back and try to forcibly take over the Kingdom of Arendelle, especially after the news that the queen with magical powers no longer lives in the kingdom, but in the forest, too far away for help. Because yes, Elsa definitely scares anyone with her ice powers, but without her around, the path for someone with ill intentions to try and take over the kingdom, thinking Anna is weak, would be much more likely. This was reinforced by Disney itself in its Forces of Nature podcast, which tells the stories of Anna and Elsa after the end of Frozen 2. In the podcast, we learn that a man named Lord Wolfgang, the nephew of the Duke of Weaselton, that guy who wanted to dethrone Anna at any cost, just like Hans, is lurking around the Kingdom of Arendelle. He could very well be working as a spy and ally to the next villains of Frozen 3, who could very well be Hans and his family, or even some neighboring kingdom that has its eyes on the magic that exists in Arendelle and the Enchanted Forest and wants it for its own interests. Either way, in this case, with Elsa in the Enchanted Forest, Anna would need to protect the kingdom, and at that moment, her only alternative might be to awaken once and for all the hidden power and secret that she doesn't even remember or know she possesses, her fire power. And, besides the kingdom, Anna would also have to be strong to protect something that is extremely valuable to her and also to Kristoff, the new royal heir. That's right, there are great chances that Frozen 3 will take place a few years after the events of Frozen 2 in the timeline of the characters. And we know that Kristoff, once and for all, gathered the courage and finally proposed to Anna. And, you know, after weddings come honeymoons, and after honeymoons usually come Babies! Anna and Kristoff's baby is just a matter of time to appear in the franchise, and many fans are absolutely sure that this little human being will emerge right at the beginning of Frozen 3 and will not only be one of the main new characters, but also the force that will motivate Anna to finally awaken her new powers in the movie. I just don't know if the baby will be a boy or a girl. And you? What do you think should be the gender of the next member of the royal family of Arendelle? If you think it could continue the tradition and be a girl, use #girl. But if you believe it's time for a change, use #boy so we can know. But even if a baby is born to Anna and Kristoff, it doesn't mean he or she will be the only new member of the royal family, as everyone is expecting that in Frozen 3 there will finally appear a true love for Elsa. That's right, everyone has the right to love and be loved, and with Elsa, it's no different. The truth is that Disney created the character to be a strong and independent woman, which she has already proven to be. But even the toughest ones need a little bit of tenderness from time to time, and there's been a growing call to Disney for Elsa to finally have her match. And since she's been living in the middle of the Enchanted Forest, that makes the mission a bit more challenging, but not impossible. This means that the contenders with the highest chance of winning the heart of the Ice Queen would be some member of the Northuldra tribe, and this will surely be one of the biggest events in the history of Disney movies. I am very curious and excited to see how this will happen and how Disney will make it real for us, the fans of the films. But that it will happen. We are sure it will. And as the family of now 2 queens grows, this also opens the door to another novelty, which would be the resurgence of old relatives. That's right, there's a great chance of seeing old relatives of Anna and Elsa appearing in Frozen 3. In the first film of the Frozen adventure, I'm sure those who were older and watching the movie wondered, where are these girls' other relatives? Because it's normal for the closest relatives to become more actively involved in the lives of orphan children when the parents tragically disappear, which was the case with Elsa and Anna. But in Frozen, we never see this at any moment, and we understand better the reason for this in Frozen 2 when we find out that, in fact, the villain and the cause of the war between the people of Arendelle and the Northuldra was none other than the girl's grandfather, King Runard. But even though he disappeared during the war with the Northuldra tribe, little was known about the girl's grandmother, Queen Rita, at least until the release of the book Dangerous Secrets, The Story of Iduna and Agnar of Frozen. There we learn that Rita came from another kingdom, and despite loving Agnar, her son felt very unhappy because of the way Runard treated her. This reached such a point that the queen sought Pabbi, the king of trolls, to erase her memory, just as he would do with Anna in the future. This way she could escape and not feel immense remorse for leaving her son Prince Agnar behind. In large part, this was one of the main reasons why King Runard came to hate magic so much that he betrayed the Northuldra tribe and attacked them. But the fact is that Rita is probably alive and somewhere, which would make it very, very likely that she would appear in the 3rd Frozen film. And, who knows, even bring with her some aunt or uncle of the girls that they don't know yet. This would surely be a sensational surprise. I mean, one more among the many we've told you about in this video. Because today you've received a super dose of curiosities and amazing details that are sure to happen, and others that might happen in Frozen 3, promising to be a spectacular film. And since we know you like what's good, we've picked these 2 excellent videos for you to watch. I heard that the one on the left is awesome.